In what you've written, or at least what I've read of what you've written, you do mention a couple guys you served with who did not survive the war.
Right.
And I don't want to pry, and I don't want to, sort of pick for details. I'm just wondering if there's anything about either or both of them that you'd be willing to share. The nicknames were Hunt and Junior.
Right.
These are the nicknames. Is there anything about them that you're willing to share?
Well, there was a third one too, who I was closest to of all, and that was Short Arm.
Short Arm, yeah.
Um, Junior was from Texas. He was a really goofy kid. He really was. He made a lot of jokes, which made no sense. He would sing off key. He was a pretty good time. He was funny. He wasn't in country very long. That was a problem. He just wasn't in country very long. But we would like him, and he was in country long enough to gather a nickname, Junior, because he was such a kid.
Oh, yeah.
And his carelessness, I can only put it that way, is what got him killed. He got shot point blank because he wasn't paying attention to what he was doing. So poor Junior, if he had been in country a few more months, he would have survived because he would have known better. But he was a new guy, and with all the problems that new guys have, Hunt was a nice kid. Didn't know him as well as I did Junior or Short Arm, and he was just average. He was just a standard guy. I think he was from Indiana, and he got hit pretty gruesomely. And the one that bothers me the most, will always bother me, is Short Arm, who I was tight with. God, I was tight with him. I was tight with him for months and months and months. We came in within a month of each other. And he was a grunt. He was an 11 Bravo, and he was sent to our unit to join the grunt squad, but they were full. So he went to the lieutenant. He said, "Can I drive a track?" The lieutenant said, "You have no idea how to drive one of these things." He said, "I'm a good driver." And he talked his way into it. And he was a superb driver and mechanic. So we had a lot of good times. He had a lot of great memories of Short Arm and I just goofing around, arm wrestling, doing stupid kid stuff. And just 100 yards from that village, that Vietnamese village, he took an RPG in the chest. He was standing right next to me. And he died instantaneously, which was good. Instantaneously. He never knew it hit him. And it's kind of funny because to this day, I have little tiny, tiny pieces of his rib in my arm that they didn't pick out completely. So I got hit by some shrapnel from RPG, some rib shrapnel, even a bone shrapnel. I've got little tiny pieces of my arm, not big, and they didn't want to dig them out, so I just left them. They probably dissolved by now, I don't know. But I miss Short Arm the most. He was a kid from Wisconsin. He loved Wisconsin. He loved German food. He loved it. He loved cheese. Jesus. He would not eat the cheese in the sea rats. He said it wasn't really cheese. And he just wanted to go home and buy a really hot car and go up and down Main Street doing donuts. That's all he wanted to do, was buy a GTO and run donuts up and down Main Street and have the cops chase him. It was a real Dukes of Hazzard thing back before there were Dukes of Hazzard. And I miss him a lot. But he went quick. He never knew it. He didn't have time to think. Never started coming. That was it. boom. So I'm happy for that.
How often, in one way or another, maybe just in a fleeting way, how often does short arm pass through your mind?
Every day, every other day.
Yeah. And this is a question that this may be a really stupid question. But you mentioned that you've got pieces of his ribs in your arm when he was hit, by the RPG, then pieces of his ribs go into your arm and they're still embedded there. That's just a fact. The material is there. What does that mean to you? Does that have any meaning to you?
Oh, it sure does. He's part of me. I keep him alive. Now it's dissolved. I'm sure it's gone, but calcium dissolves.
Sure.
But I've got a part of him. A part of him is in me, which is good. I like that. It's my way of honoring him, if you will. And don't get me wrong, they're not huge pieces. They were tiny little fragments. Tiny little fragments.
Yeah. Sure.
But
Of course, over the years they will dissolve, but somehow that was meaningful to you. That trying to think of a gentler way to say this, but you literally had pieces of him with you.
yeah, oh, absolutely. Absolutely. No gentle way that is the truth. I mean,
That's the literal truth, but
yeah.
it had meaning to you that at least there's something I have of him literally with me.
Right.
Wow.
He was a good driver, though. Boy, was he a good driver. Man, oh man. People would throw tracks right and left. He never threw a track, busting the worst jungle around, and he would never throw a track. He was really good.